Welcome back to the E3 show floor. Thank you very much for joining us live. And thank you, Nick Ricks from TT Games, for joining us as well.
You're welcome, you're welcome. It's great to be
TT
here.
Games, formerly Traveler's Tales, who have brought us games like Lego Harry Potter, Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman. You have Lego Batman 2 here.
We do.
You guys have worked with some of the biggest franchises in sort of like geek history.
Yeah, that's right.
And now Lego Lord of the Rings.
That's
the Lord
right,
of the Rings.
yeah.
What's that going to be like? What are you going to bring to that amazing storied franchise?
Well, it's always an immense privilege to be able to work with, as you rightly say, all these incredible universes with these epic characters, and then to introduce and combine them with Lego to make a compelling game experience for young gamers and their families. I mean, as I say, it's a massive privilege. So what Lord of the Rings is going, well, Lego Lord of the Rings is going to bring to the party is something new and fresh. It's going to have a sense of its own adventure. Going to have this kind of almost like role-playing game kind of identity to it, but it's still very much going to be part of the Lego Games pantheon.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Lord of the Rings games over the years, and they've been very different from RTSs to action games, and now Lego. Why don't we go to the demo? We've got David driving us here.
Okay.
So we'll take a look, and you can let us know what we're seeing.
Right, here we go. Well, yeah. So what we always do when we start working with a new license is try to understand what is unique about that, and then distill that into a game form. So what's unique about Lord of the Rings as opposed to different to Harry Potter or Batman, for example? And so for Lord of the Rings, what we thought was, what makes it unique is that it's a quest, it's a journey for the characters. But not just a physical journey, but the characters themselves develop over time.
So it looks like we've got a lot of characters here.
We have. We've got 9.
So we must be in the Fellowship of the Ring still.
That's right. Yes, we've got. This is in the Mines of Moria section. We've got 9 playable characters in the game for the first time, and this is bringing up. This allows us to tell the story, have all those dynamic interactions between the various different members of the Fellowship, and recreate that story experience both cinematically and the gameplay.
This is looking familiar.
It has indeed, doesn't it? Well, this is it. So it's the first time we've realised we've made a Lego game of an Academy Award-winning film.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting challenge. But okay, how do we rise to it? Because obviously Peter Jackson and the New Line guys have just done a sumptuous job, recreating all these kind of vistas from Tolkien's original fiction.
So I'm wondering, were you working with like the estate of Tolkien, or were you working with like the film guys?
No, very much. Yeah, no, hand in glove. I mean, they've been amazing to work with. They really get Lego games. They understand what we're bringing to the party, and that there's a degree of kind of irreverent humour, and, which makes it a more kind of compelling experience for kids. And they've entirely got it. They bought into it, and they've been really, really good.
So talk about, obviously a very dialogue-heavy movie as well as action. In the Lego games, mostly emoting. So how are you telling the story without probably saying too much?
No, absolutely. Indeed, it's a good question. So it really came from the idea, this realisation that we're making an Academy Award-winning adaptation here. So when we had these, you'll see here the pillars of the bridge crashing into each other, and you'll see it's kind of shot for shot from the film. So when we had the characters do their normal kind of that was great. It worked really, really well. But you know what? It didn't just. We thought, what can we do? How can we make that better? So we thought, well, okay, let's try using the actual film dialogue from the movies, the voice, the stems spoken by the actors coming through the mouths of the Lego characters. And so we tried it first with Gimli. So that bit where he's going about roaring fires and malt beer. And we had that, we just put that in the game, and it worked. It worked really, really well. We were a little bit worried, does that detract from the humour and the kind of the light-hearted slapstick of it? No, not at all. In fact, it juxtaposes it nicely. So you've got these incredibly dramatic scenes. I mean, here we go. This is shot for shot, obviously taken from the film.
Oh, I missed the tossing of Gimli. Did that already happen?
We did. Yeah, we do. We toss the dwarves. Yeah, there's plenty of this kind of stuff. But here we got. We're going to deliver the ultimate line there. You shall not pass. So yeah, it doesn't detract from all the humour that people love about the Lego games. As I say, it blends it perfectly. So
yeah, this was exactly the line that I was wondering when I asked that question. Let's watch it play out here.
Yeah, no, indeed. You are boss. So actually here, an interesting little tip is we create, whenever we make something new out of Lego, all these models that you'll see are all actually hand-built out of Lego elements first. by our Lego modelling team.
Is the Balrog the biggest guy that you have ever created?
Yeah, I think so. He's certainly, yeah, I think he's got to be. He's got to be. And that's sitting
immense.
on the artist's table right now. He's got him there menacing, leering over his monitor.
That
so
is
it's
very
everything's
cool.
built out of Lego first.
Yeah, I went to Legoland a couple weeks ago with my daughter. It's cool. It's the immense scale that you can craft.
Yeah, that's
Legos.
right, that's right. But it's the familiar. Everyone knows that Lego. Everyone played with Lego, and it's that familiarity that kind of that brings something new to all these stories. So again, another classic kind of cinematic moment. It's a good example of how the Tolkien estate has been really good. They worked with us really well because this is actually obviously from the Two Towers movie.
Yeah.
But for us, we think it works better as a video game, segueing straight from that bridge chase into the fight with the Balrog.
Yeah. It's, so that was leading my next question. Are we covering the entire trilogy here?
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, as I said earlier on, the idea of the game is really the sense of journey. So the physical journey we're creating by taking inspiration from Tolkien's map. So we are building all of Middle-earth.
Really?
To have this seamlessly streaming landscape where you physically journey on horseback or run or whatever from Hobbiton down through the Bree.
So it will be
the
open in that way?
Yeah. And all the story events are all tied into these locations.
That's
so
very
it really
cool.
is about recreating that whole journey. And the burning clouds of Mordor are always there in the background, always pushing you on. So yeah, so the Fellowship, the Two Towers, and Return of the King are all told in this sequential sequential sequence within the Middle-earth landscape.
I think this is the most epic thing I've ever seen in any of the Lego games.
It's pretty
Correct
good.
me if I'm
isn't it?
wrong.
Yeah,
This is
it's pretty
epic
good.
stuff.
We keep upping the ante, and at some point we're gonna top ourselves because how can it can't get much better than that.
No, I don't think you can. Definitely an epic scene from the Two Towers, but put in a more condensed order here.
Yeah,
which
that's
makes
right.
sense.
And you see here, I mean, what we're doing is producing an encounter which is exciting, it's dynamic, it's very cinematic, but it's very simple. Well, it's not simple necessarily, it's uncomplicated. So that kids, we're telling kids what to do, they press the right button, and they can feel empowered, they can feel like they are Gandalf fighting, a demon from the ancient world, as Gandalf calls it.
So how open is the game? You were talking about the sort of that the landscape. Is it
Well,
more
the whole-
RPG-ish?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's got RPG light. I mean, it's definitely still for kids. There's not a lot of stat crunching and stuff involved.
Right.
But we've got backpacks for the first time, so your characters can find and make new items. They can find these. They get their quest items, things like the Vial of Galadriel, which gives them new powers.
Yeah.
But there's also treasure items, which they can pick up in dungeons and locations, and then bring them with them, and that may unlock treasure and bonus items in other areas. So it does build up to that RPG kind of style and gives the game its own identity.
But you still are keeping the tight narrative to take you through
Oh,
in
yeah,
the correct
yeah.
order. You can't
No, of course not.
go straight to Mordor.
Yeah,
and,
no.
It wouldn't work out real well.
It wouldn't really, would it? It wouldn't really.
So
Well,
we see the other characters here while this is going on.
Yeah,
almost
that's
at,
right.
at the bottom of the giant, never-ending pit.
That's it. So we've finished off on the Balrog now, and then we cut back to getting the rest of the Fellowship out of Mordor. But naturally, of course, what we have, as with all the Lego games, is we're just seeing the story elements portrayed here. Naturally, you have the ability to replay these levels with the characters, both good characters and bad characters. So you can play as the Lego Nazgul, you can play as the Lego. There you go.
That's pretty cool.
Amazing.
I'm going to see the Lego Witch King.
Yeah,
That's got to be amazing.
He's going to be there. He's got his crown. He's got his fell beast. He's got everything. So yeah, you can replay the levels as these guys, and you'll have again the same kind of hidden secret areas that everyone loves about the Lego games. So there's loads of nooks and crannies in Moria that you can only get into with the right character, and this time the right character and the right treasure item as well. So we can play around with the free play elements a bit more, have a bit more kind of complexity to the puzzles, and challenge people a little bit more.
So right now we're seeing Lego Legolas. This should have been happening a long time ago.
I know. Oh, yeah, we've been itching to make this game for a long time.
So I take it Legolas, obviously using the bow a lot, and you can just switch back and forth, and Gimli with an axe, and Boromir with a sword and whatnot.
Yeah, they've all got a number of different abilities, as I say, which unlock over the time. So Gimli can smash through rocks. Boromir has the Horn of Gondor. He could deafen people with that. He's also got his shield that makes him invulnerable, so that slows him down. So yeah, so there's not only do the characters begin with a whole bunch of different powers, they get new powers as they find these new quest items, and that mirrors that kind of that sense of journey that I was originally talking about, but not just the physical journey, but how the characters themselves progress and evolve over the story.
Having played through a lot of the Lego games, Lego Harry Potter especially recently, you know, switching with different people who have different skills to get through puzzles. I'm assuming there'll be sort of that Lego game staple in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, of course. I mean, it's a hallmark of the games. It really it's what they're all about. So, I mean, at its heart, it's an action adventure puzzle game. So, you know, we've got quite a dark section here, obviously in Moria, but there'll be plenty. There's going to be a disco. You know, there'll be golf carts. There's riding on pigs. There's all kinds of things.
I remember that. It was in the extended cuts of the movie.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course.
Yeah, you remember that. So, one thing, we're seeing this obviously being played in real time on PlayStation 3. But this is going to be a PlayStation Vita game as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, again, I mean, it's fantastic to be able to take the PlayStation 3 game, loads of the PlayStation 3 assets, and now put them almost like poly for poly onto the PlayStation Vita. I mean, it's an incredibly powerful device. It's touchscreen controls, offers a kind of degree of more finesse that people won't have seen on PSP. The dual analog sticks really enhance the gameplay and allow you to engage in a really dynamic handheld experience.
Yeah, and that's amazingly enough, that will be the third Vita game that
right.
TT Games has put out already, because Lego Batman 2 is coming out very soon.
It is, yeah. I think it's coming out in the next couple of weeks, and that's been on Vita. And as you say, Harry Potter 2 was also on Vita. So yeah, no, we think it's a tremendous device. It's got an awful lot of power. You know, it puts a near console experience in gamers' hands, and that's terrific.
Very good, very exciting, and I love what you guys do with. I mean, these are. There has to be a lot of pressure on you guys. I mean, Lord of the Rings means a lot to a lot of people. And it has to be treated with care, but you get to have fun with it at the same time.
Absolutely. No, there are enough Tolkien nerds in the office that, you know, we treated this with we treat all our licenses with absolute reverence, but yeah, this is something special.
I'm glad you guys have clearly earned the trust of the content creators and the fans everywhere. So looking forward to playing Lego The Lord of the Rings. When will we get to play it?
It's coming out at holiday times this year. So okay,
well, we'll be looking for that, and we'll be looking for Lego Batman 2 very soon. And coming up at 11:30, part 2 of the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale Cosplay Challenge. But first up, we've got a demo replay from yesterday. Have you seen Quantum Conundrum yet?
No, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Kim Swift, the creator of Portal. Well, we met up with her yesterday, and we're going to take a quick look at her latest project.